Hi there, welcome to Jujubee DIY. Today I'm bringing you 4 super adorable and awesome summer crafts in this Fab 5 collab. So go get your summer crafty party pants on and let's get right into the DIYs. Jumping right in, we're taking stir sticks. These are the 5-gallon stir sticks. This was my challenge item. I was challenged by crafting cousins to use paint sticks in my projects. So I am just taping up 7 stir sticks so that I can go and cut them as evenly as possible on my miter box, or my hand saw and miter box, because I don't have one of those fancy saws yet. After I cut them to 11 inches, I just made a diluted paint solution to paint onto these stir sticks. And I did pink, orange, yellow, green, and blue. And I just painted those in kind of a rainbow order. And here I am just kind of putting them how I wanted them to be, so that when I go to attach them all together, they're in exactly the right order. So I'll just flip those all over, and then I'm going to take some 1-gallon stir sticks. I got these off of Amazon. They're pretty warped. I don't know if that was the best choice or not, but they're good for this kind of stuff. So I'm just kind of cutting off the handle parts. They fit perfectly that way. And I'm just gonna use some of this super wood glue and hot glue combo to attach these boards together. And I actually do end up going back in and adding an 8th stir stick to this board. So yeah, this is an 8 by 10 flat panel canvas. And I'm just going in with the colors, the same colors that I've used on my stir sticks, but these are not diluted at all. These are just regular acrylic paints, and I'm just going to have a party with this. I'm just putting the paint on wherever I want. I do dry in between each layer. So the reason is because if you don't, then you're going to get kind of squished together paints. But that is totally up to you. If you like that kind of look, go for it. But I really wanted these colors to be just individual and crisp and clean. So I'm just going in with each one of those 5 colors. And I'll leave all of the products that I use in my description box down below, so that if you are ever curious about what it is or what color I'm using, you can go down there and find out exactly what I used. I break it down by each project. So we are just continuing to just kind of dab that paint on until the whole canvas is covered. And right now it looks like a hot mess. So I went to my Cricut and I cut out this saying, it says sunshine kisses and summer wishes. And I just cut it out using shelf liner from Walmart. I find this is the cheapest and easiest way to do like a stencil kind of thing, but we're doing a reverse stencil here. So I am just scraping that on. And now if you don't have a Cricut, you can always use stickers. The Dollar Tree has stickers, Michael's has stickers, Hobby Lobby has stickers. You can use stickers for this. You don't have to have a cutting machine. And you can get those stickers on sale and use a coupon. So it won't cost you a lot. Or you can go to Etsy, and there are plenty of creators out there that will create a vinyl piece for you as well. You can just buy that right off of Etsy, and then they just send it right to your house. So that being said, I'm just putting this on, and then I'm using this little round sponge brush. It doesn't really matter. Like, I think you definitely want to use some sort of a sponge brush for this part of it. That way the paint doesn't bleed up underneath your words. So I'm just pouncing it on, and I'm just kind of doing a light layer over the top of the stickers or the vinyl. And then I'll go back in and do a second layer, and I will cover this whole entire thing until it is completely white and there's no color showing through. And here's the fun part, taking off those that vinyl. So yeah, this is so satisfying and so fun. And I did take this off while the paint was still wet because I didn't want it to get stuck. So I don't have any idea if it would work if you don't, I'm like, if you wait for it to dry, I'm not even sure if it would work, but I did it just while it was wet. And here is a look at how it turned out. I did create a frame. It was a hot mess, me creating it, so I didn't show you how I made that frame, but it's just a basic frame. And then I just mounted it right onto those stir sticks. So moving into the second project, I cut 11 inches off of those stir sticks. And then I cut the handles off, and this is how much was left over. So I'm painting them in the same fashion that I did the last project. And I'm just offsetting these by about, I'm using my mat here, and I think it is a 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch that I'm offsetting them by. And then I'll just take these jumbo craft sticks from Walmart, and I'm gonna attach these together with the jumbo craft sticks. Wood glue, hot glue, favorite combo for wood. So this time we're gonna make an actual stencil. And again, I'm using this shelf liner. Now, this one will be a little more tricky if you don't have a Cricut, but again, you can buy stencils from plenty of places. There's tons of places you can get them, or you can even try and hand letter this, but I wanted to create this, so I did use my Cricut. And you know, if it's gonna be a happy, I'm gonna try and make it a happy medium for using my Cricut and not using my Cricut for things, because I know not everybody has one, but I know more and more people are getting them. So I have one, I like to use it, and I will use it in some of my projects. And I'll try to give you alternatives for using the Cricut when I can. So that being said, we're just gonna put our stencil on, and I am using a makeup sponge here to dab that white paint on. And a sponge brush would work just as well here. Mine was being washed, so it wasn't available, and I didn't feel like waiting for it to dry, so I just used the makeup sponge. And I'm just I'm giving it a light layer. I wasn't too concerned about making this super opaque. I kind of liked that color peeking through it, made it kind of feel a little more like old and beachy. So I wasn't super worried about it not having full coverage. I thought at first I wanted it full coverage, but after I started getting this to this point, I was like, ooh, I like that. So I kind of stopped. And the stencil will say life is better in flip-flops. So I did it in 2 different sections. And that was just so that I could line up the top and the bottom and then fill in the middle parts, so it looked more cohesive and even, because I had to do it, and I had to cut it out in separate pieces, and that was just user error. The way that the stencil or the SVG was. So here it is all complete. And then I used these little wood flip-flop stickers from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to go in with that watered down paint, and I'm using the blue and the pink to color these little flip-flops. And I thought this was a really cute touch. So if you're new to my channel from the collaboration, hi and welcome. I'm Sarah. I love to do farmhouse DIYs and country cottage DIYs on a budget. So if that's something you are interested in, I would love for you to hit that subscribe button down below and join me here on my YouTube channel. I would love to get to know you better. And yeah, so thank you. So we're just going to create a little hanger here. I just hot glued that down, excuse me. And then I'm just using a little bit of painter's tape to really secure that on there. So here's a look at how this turned out. I love this, and I think it would look so cute on a porch. Today's the Fab 5 Friend Collab. You're going to get a chance to win one of 2 $50 gift cards from Amazon. How amazing is that? All you have to do is go to each channel, leave a comment in their comment section, and you're entered in to win. It's that easy. Today's collab is hosted by Trish and Kay over at Crafting Cousins. If you've never been to their channel, you definitely need to go check them out. They make the most amazing and the cutest crafts, and they are so fun to watch. They challenged me to use those paint sticks that you saw in the first 2 DIYs, and I got to challenge Chemo over at Chemo Crafts. You'll have to go check out his channel to see what I challenged him with. Moving on to our next DIY. This is a super simple one, guys. All I did was I painted these wood coasters that I got from Michael's, and I just painted them with a white Waverly chalk paint. And then I found these SVGs on my Cricut design space. It was a 4-pack bundle. Again, I will leave everything in my description box down below. So if you have Cricut access and you want to find these, I will give you the number for that. So I just cut these out on permanent vinyl, and I chose to use colors that matched the scheme that I was already going with my first 2 projects. So I'm just going to transfer them using I'm actually using the Duck brand contact paper, which I really like for transfer tape. And I'm just going to transfer these right on. It's super simple. The hardest part is the weeding. I'm not a big fan of weeding, but that's okay. It's still a super fun project. So after I was done putting the vinyl on, I did go and put a layer, 2 layers actually, of this dishwasher safe Mod Podge right over the top. And this is how they turned out. I think they are just super cute and super fun for summer. How adorable would these look out on a patio table? So for our last and final craft of the day, we are going to take one of these 7-inch wood rounds. I bought this at Walmart. It is a plaid wood round. I think I paid about 98 cents for it or something. And then I'm just using this compass that I picked up from the Dollar Tree at school time. If you don't have one of these handy dandy little tools in your craft stash, you definitely should grab one because they are super convenient for making really perfect circles. So after I got my circle on there, I am going to use some painter's tape to tape off a portion of this wood round so I can make some stripes. And I'm doing that in yellow. And as you can see, I am not going over that round line that I created at the beginning because I wanted this to have a border. So I'm just painting the inner parts of this wood round. Then I'm taking this very narrow flat paintbrush and some Waverly chalk paint and ink. I did add a little tiny bit of water to make this a little more fluid and easier to paint onto my wood round, but I am just going around the whole outside of that, adding those black little rectangles. And then I'm taking a smaller paintbrush and I'm just going to do a line all the way around, connecting all of those rectangles and making a border. Next, I'm taking a stylus and some white paint, and I'm just adding a little dot of white paint to each of those black rectangles. Next, I'm going to just paint on some flowers. I chose to make my flowers in this orange, like a coral color, and then in a magenta pink color. So you'll have to make sure you tell me in the comment section which project today was your favorite. I really enjoyed making each one of these projects, and I love the summer theme. I haven't done any summer projects yet this year, so we are not quite into summer here in the Pacific Northwest. We just had, actually last night, it was like 50 degrees and raining really super hard. So I think this next week we're supposed to get some summer-like weather, so I'm looking forward to that. So I'm just painting on some little centers to my flower, and then I am creating some vines and some leaves with this green paint. And I did use a little bit of water to water this down. Anytime I'm doing this kind of painting with acrylic, I always water it down, and it just makes it more fluid and easier to work with. And then I'll just go in and add some little white highlights to my flowers and to the leaves, just to add a little more dimension and interest to my flowers and my artwork, basically. I find it very therapeutic to just sit down and paint. I love painting. So then I'm taking my stylus and I'm going in with the blue into each of those white rectangles all the way around. Now I just use my pencil to write out "Hello Summer," and then I'm going over that again with some watered down Waverly chalk paint in ink and a very thin paintbrush. And you'll see here I mess up. I don't know what happened, but my exclamation point got all weird, and so then I went to go wipe it off and it smeared, and so I just wish leaving this in here to show you that sometimes, you know, we make mistakes, and the nice thing about something like this when you're painting is it's just paint. You can paint over the top of it, and usually you can fix it. So I just went over it a couple of times with the yellow paint. Now covering up black with yellow is a little more difficult, but I was able to do it. And actually you'll see here in a second how I kind of fix it even further. But I had the dot from my compass in the middle, and so I thought, oh, I'll put some hearts in there, and then I was like, oh, I can just put a heart right there underneath the exclamation point too, to kind of cover up that boo-boo. So here is a look at how that turned out. I think this is really cute. I really like it. So you'll have to let me know what you think. So guys, that's all I have for you today. Thank you so very much for stopping by. I really do appreciate each and every one of you. And I hope that you enjoyed today's projects. Don't forget to visit each person in the collab for your chance to win one of those gift cards. And I hope you have a happy, healthy, and blessed day. Bye!